will be playing that cornerback position. Second down 4. Good block by O'Neal. Dumping it off in the flat. This is Jones. And he's got the first down, catch and run, taking it out to the Viking 44. O'Neal the block. Darnold to the air. Caught on the play. Grabbed by Naylor. And he goes into Packer territory. Jumped on by McKinney. Darnold again with time. And to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Jordan Addison.
The safety goes over the top to the left because Justin Jefferson's on that side. See the little stutter and go? He's got no help over the top because of the double team over on Jefferson's side. Addison once again taking advantage of the one-on-ones. Naylor on the previous down.
For Jordan Love. Jacobs. Nice block in there, thrown by the right guard, Ryan.
The only 4 seasons that are more rushing yards.
Love on 2nd and 8. Blocks all the way around. Wide open receiver. Jaden Reed to the 15-yard line. Love. Blocked by Walker. Love. Dropped incomplete.
But as the game progresses, I anticipate Jordan Love becoming more accurate and more confident.
37-yard field goal is away. Oh, it hits the upright. No good. Did not help. 1st and 10. Viking defense holds. Aaron Jones into the secondary. Slashing his way past the 40. And taken down. And Darnold, 3 of 4 so far through the air. Blocked by Darsaw. Got by Brandel. Runs it himself. And his athleticism.
When you get a chance to talk to him.
2nd down 10. Chandler the running back. Blocked there Bradbury. From behind Van Ness. Darnold. Incomplete looking for Jefferson. Flags, 2 of them right there. Stokes.
Getting the run game going has been important as well.
2nd and goal. Darnold to the air and caught for the touchdown. This by the tight end, Josh Oliver. His first this season. And the Vikings have gone up on a 2nd touchdown pass by Sam Darnold.
It's going to be a read to the flat. Then a read to the corner by the tight end. Then you got the backside crossing route. And your 4th read is the underneath tight end.
3rd down and 7. Walker the block. Lob to the air. And picked off on the play. Cruz Hill. Darnold has thrown 2 touchdown passes early in this game. The interception by the linebacker. That sets up 1st and 10. O'Neal the block at the right tackle. They go to the tight end on the near side, Johnny Munt. And from
he knows how to work with different guys and get the most out of them.
2nd down 7. Darsaw the block. Screen pass for Jones. Ingram in front with the block. Jet sweep. Addison. Broke one. Got a terrific block down there from Jefferson. It's a touchdown for the Vikings. And Jefferson, his fellow wide receiver, opened the door. It's 6 for Minnesota, and the lead is 20-0.
This outstanding individual effort by Addison. He gets the ball on the sweep. He's able to make the first man miss. Keyshawn Nixon is on him.
Get the treatment started immediately. 1st and 10 after he threw the interception. The fake right there to Wilson. The block by Tom, and downfield he goes. Dobbs, who's caught there by Byron Murphy. A 20-yard strike. Love quickly out. And quickly downfield, caught by Jaden Reed. Love. And broken up beautifully down. Will try a 49-yard field goal. There is wind, and the kick is no good. He's missed 2. He's missed from 37 and misses that one from 49. It's 3rd and 8 right now. They need their own 49. Ham was the back. Blocked by O'Neal and too high for a... With the 1st and 10 for Jordan Love. High, intercepted, picked off on the play by Griffin. He gets a block from Harrison Smith. He takes it inside the 5. Darnold 9 of 12. Blocked by Jones to the end zone and caught. Jefferson. That is a touchdown. And for a second time, they have gone at the replacement of Alexander. They've gone at Corey Ballantyne.
Well, it's a one-on-one here at the bottom of the screen. Justin Jefferson and Nixon's covering him. He's right there. It's great coverage. He turns around to look for the ball.
With a third down and 10. Love outside. This is the tight end, Kraft. Shoved out of bounds by Murphy.
That can give different positions and cause confusion for protection schemes and blocking schemes.
Love got away. Flag was thrown. Van Ginkel got him.
Well, 3rd and 10, they had 11 at line of scrimmage. This time on 4th and 10, they're only rushing 3.
Time. Love. Deep. And it is incomplete for Melton. And they were going for Murphy. In the Twin Cities, 3rd and 1. Darsaw block at the left tackle. Up the middle they go.
Right at the line of scrimmage. Look at everybody lined up across the board here. And this is what I'm talking about, confusion. Who's blocking who?
Rushing 4th, 3rd and 2. Holding up. Here they come. And Love has to throw it downfield.
Fortunate not having another turnover.
Whelan will punt. Naylor is back looking into that bright Wisconsin sun. And he wants the field. Oh, he lost it. That's a low ball. Melton vacuums. Touchdown, Green Bay. Touchdown, Packers. They're saying it is a muff. And you cannot advance it. So it's at the 3 and it's 1st and goal.
Thanks, team.
Nice explanation, Gene. 2nd down goal. Love. And leaping catch. Touchdown! Jaden Reed beating Byron Murphy. And the Packers are finally on the board.
To Jaden Reed, who's in one-on-one coverage. He puts it over the top and puts it wide enough. Puts it over the top of Murphy and puts it wide enough so that the safety can't get over the top to help. With the receiver going down the middle of the field.
3rd and 4. Love. Low. Was it scooped in by Wicks? Yep, they say he got it. They rush 4. Darnold. What a catch to the Green Bay 37-yard line. Stokes finally tapped him. 25-yard pickup. Aaron Jones blocked by Darsaw. And blocked down there by Justin Jefferson.
Expect a Lambeau leap, guys.
11 carries and 52 yards so far. 1st and 10, Darnold. Pocket getting messy, being chased on the play. Enoch Barney can't bring him down, and out of bounds he runs. Again, another run by Darnold. 1st and 10, Jones. Blocked by Naylor, then getting tackled right around the 20-yard line.
To his Packers fans.
He's had runs of 16 and 9 on this drive. 2nd down, 1. Darnold. Again deep and picked off. Intercepted. For a 4th time in 4 games, McKinney does it again. Love. Tom the block at the right tackle. And incomplete. At the 2, Darnold here. 1st and 10. And Jones into the secondary. And a nice tackle that brings him down, hit by Nixon. Get a team turned around, 3rd and 25. They need the 33 of Green Bay. Jones across the middle, slashing his way to the 44 and brought down by Keyshawn Nixon. Wicks in motion. They get around Tom. It's picked up by Wicks. Cuts inside, looking for a block and spins his way for a 1st down. Packers have had the same starting offensive line like the Vikings every game. 2nd down, 8. Love on the screws. Caught by Reed. Into the secondary. Grabbed by Bonham. Swirled down at about the 34 of Minnesota. 3rd and 18. They need the Viking 24. Love underneath. Kraft and short. Upended by Cashman. Finish off by Van Ginkel.
Well, in 3rd and extra long, they rushed 3, dropped 8. This time they're bringing 4, dropping 7.
The time for Love. The throw is long. Oh! Deflected. Wicks couldn't get it. Incomplete pass. Bynum thought he got it on the carom. Chandler. Blocked by Brando. And the dive. And he's short, I think, of the 1st down.
as you see him go up to the line of scrimmage and trying to get that tempo back, some rhythm going.
Jacobs the back, first and 10. And he'll get into the secondary as he's tripped up a little bit and then dives up to the 31, hit by Cashman. Third down and 2. Jacobs, first down. Into the secondary, and finally Harrison Smith brought him down. Second down and 7. Walker a block, moving away. Jacobs had the block in time, and he's got his receiver downfield. Melton.
Off the initial snap.
Second 7, the quick hitter here, caught by Heath. Brought down by Cashman.
And that's what he was able to do, is get an idea of who was blitzing.
First and 10, open up the middle, Jacobs. He made one. That's Dobbs. Block by Wilson. Touchdown. It's grabbed there by Dontavian Wicks. 6-yard touchdown pass.
Man-to-man coverage outside and in. Both defenders take Musgrave to the corner and leave Wicks alone on the inside.
Oh, they bring the blitz with Nixon.
That's a loud ball.
Scooped up on the play, taken by Green Bay. Cooper got it.
Arm was coming forward, but
outside they go to Kraft. The tight end got by Smith to the goal line. Touchdown! Tucker Kraft.
his feet stay in bounds, stays above the ground. Nothing is contacting the ground until the ball breaks the plane.
Love. It's a 6-point game. Kraft again. To the air. Garsaw block. And he's got his receiver. That's Jefferson. Right in front of Nixon. Nixon plays the nickel. First down and 10. Here comes the heavy pressure. There goes the throw. It's caught by tight end Oliver. Brought down by Quay Walker. Underneath, caught Jefferson, blockers ahead. He got one at the 30 from Jones. He's inside the 20 and brought down on the play by Ballantyne. Donald, rifling incomplete. Field goal try outdoors in the NFL. It's a 33-yarder, and it's perfect. The NCAA's all-time leading scorer at Alabama. And deep, he's got the open receiver, Wicks.
Deep linebacker dropping. You can hit that soft spot. Good arm strength there by
Smith with the blitz. Love going deep, intercepted by Murphy.
Getting the game-winning field goal, gets the save.
Third down 6 around the edge. Gary moving up is Darnold. Wide on the pass. Incomplete, looking for Naylor. Underneath it goes, the tight end Kraft. Grabbed there by Murphy, and the ball
came out before he got out of bounds.
It was grabbed by Bynum, and a turnover for Green Bay. And the protection. Green Bay brings the blitz in 5. And on the Jones on the ground, 84 yards and 19 carries. He's back there now. First and 10. The block. Darsaw block. That's caught downfield at the 13-yard line. Third down and 1. In the offset eye with Ham. Jones. The pitch. Ham a block. From behind, grabbed and taken down. 2 tight ends. Jet sweep. Naylor. Looks like he dives and gets the first down. Tackled by Stokes. This 37-yarder, miss 49-yarder. First and 10. Love down the middle. Twirling catch. Made by Reed. Acrobatic grab. First and 10. Pressure. Line does their job. Love downfield. Caught! Grab downfield. Grab by Reed. 42-yard pickup. Love 372 through the air. Look out, Van Ginkel to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown!
sideline, which allows Wicks to get behind him.
Boy, Love just under 400 yards passing. The Texans in back-to-back weeks by 20 points or more, but today they come out of Green Bay with a road win, their second, and win by 2 after leading by 28.